ones. Today we are talking about top 10 horror or brutal punishment given to the people for the crime in the most Middle Ages. It's a very common knowledge that people in the Middle Ages had a knack for cruelty, and that come out in its full glory, while punishing people for the crimes they have committed and even for the ones they were just accused of. Are not you thanking your lucky star that you were born in those days? Nailing, or tying, people and then leaving them out in the open, both for people to see and die a slow and agonizing death, was a very famous practice in the Middle Ages, as is evident from the story of crucifixion of Jesus Christ. The best of it was the terror it generated among its witnesses, leaving mentally too crippled to commit any crime or go against the authorities. Torturing or killing people using rates still remains a favorite method people, but in early times it was more so. There was a thing called rat trap where a rat would be put inside a cage. The bottomless cage would be placed on a convict's body and the other side of the cage would be heated. The poor rat, finding the other side blocked by the heat, would slowly eat away the victim's flesh to make way for itself. Designed by the ancient, this method was also called the Sicilian bull, as it was invented in Sicily. This was a device made of bronze in the shape and size of an actual bull, heating the bronze till the person inside got roasted to death. This device also had such systems that converted screams of the condemned into the bellows of a bull. Flaying means skinning, only instead of death animals, humans were often punished or tortured in the early ages by being skinned alive. Depending on the amount of skin removed, they either dead or lived a life of a mentally scarred cripple. This method of torture was pretty famous in Mesopotamia. Similarly, people were also punished by getting chunks of flesh removed from their body. Shylock didn't make a demand out of the blue. Another classic capital punishment was by using the breaking wheel. This extremely simple device consists of a wheel, to which the convicted would be tied, and sometimes of spikes. The convicted would have his climbs beaten with a club or a cudgel, and with the turning of the wheel, the bone in his body would slowly break, leading to an excruciatingly painful death. Implement by pike, hook, or stake was not only fairly common, it was also popular during the Middle Ages. Especially people convicted for treason or crime against the state would be punished like this. And people did invent many devices to execute this method of punishment. Different orifice of the body would be penetrated for different crimes. In this gruesome method, through all of those eventually led to a very painful death. Capital punishment's head being crushed under an elephant was a very popular method in ancient India and also in other parts of Southeast Asia. Elephants were trained to kill their victims immediately or to torture them slowly over a period of time in the public spectacle. Sometimes the elephants were made to just dismember the convict and not completely kill him. People in the early ages loved playing with their meat or their convicted. And naturally, boiling the convicted in oil or water till the person died was an in thing. Though it was not popular as other method, as no direct show of blood was involved, it's still its own audience in Europe and Asia. As it was described in The Hunchback, this particular punishment was executing by cropping the ears of people. And sometimes if the crime was not too grave, their ears would simply be nailary for some time. In most cases where they died because of later infection if the wound. Peoples in early ages loved a gur, and what better way to light a fire than to burn a person at the stake? This one of the most favorite method of punishing people accused of treason or witchcraft, as it made a grand spectacle, also warned people against committing such crimes.